welcome back. I know this is like a really weird angle to be it and everything, and probably bad lighting, etc. But I don't feel well. Short version is I'm a woman, and long version is I'm a woman, and also I have a cold, so I just don't feel good today. But yeah, cracking right on into it. These are the games that I played this year, and I thought I'll quickly talk about a little bit, let you know that I have been doing things, I just haven't gotten around to uploading anything. So, first we'll have Heavy Rain. Now, when I played Heavy Rain, my friend was adamant it is better than Beyond Two Souls, and I'm sure some of you will agree, some of you will disagree. Personally, I just found Beyond Two Souls better. I know you said Dark Souls. But yeah, I found Beyond Two Souls to be better than Heavy Rain. But it's not that I hated it, it was so slow paced, and I'm aware it started on the PS2, and obviously Beyond Two Souls was made for the PS3 when I played it on the PS3, so, but just to me, I just found it to be so much better than Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain was so slow paced. Obviously you have to walk around for half an hour yelling for your kid's name or whatever, Jason or something he's called. It's like, Jason! And then obviously you've just, at the start you just help him get changed and walk around and mope about, and then he's just like moping about his kid. And I get it's supposed to be like a film, realistic and that, and he's supposed to feel sad and you're supposed to feel involved, but like at that point I really didn't feel invested in the character or involved, so to me it was just like, oh wait, what the fuck you doing, man? Like do something else. You know what I mean? But it picked up after that. Like when you're fighting that creepy man, that arsehole old bloke that pure spikes your drink. I was so pissed off about that, gotta be said. What an absolute arsehole. So the game mechanics, I found them, like the actual controls were a bit clunky, and obviously the game mechanics for the time when it was made were amazing, but on the PS3, when we were up to that generation, to me it was just like, for all the hype I got off other people about it, it was a canny big letdown, and I'm just like, well, that was a waste of however many hours of my life. It's the thing of like, though, with Crash Bandicoot, you could go back to Crash Bandicoot and yeah, it's a bit difficult for the controls and everything, but then with the controls at the time and that, I think it still holds up well. So there's that, and I will get back to it, but I'm gonna quickly move on from that for now because I'm just comparing games at that point. So when I went into it, and obviously it turns out, whoa, on one of them, that cunt's the one that was doing it and whatever, and you don't see it coming. I like the surprise. I mean, I kind of guessed, just because I'm good at guessing, but I liked the surprise. It was still a surprise that I was right. But yeah, next game I want to talk about, I'm just moving through these very quickly, I'm going off them through memory, not in any detail. This is not a review, this is just my opinion on the games I've played this year. So Heavy Rain, wasn't buzzed about it. Obviously Don't Kill Us, because again, I'm aware loads of people like it, it's just my opinion. Badlands. Now I played this and I think it's great and it's fun, and I was in absolute stitches playing it. It was really funny, just seeing the little legs flap about trying to push them along, and they're just like, woo, 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 wait, no, shit, turn, woo, woo. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's not the best game, but like, obviously for the time again, it's like the colours and everything standing out the way they did. Obviously this is before 4K, and obviously I haven't got 4K television, so again it's still pretty cool to me. It's like, the equivalent to me is Rayman, the very first one, obviously, for how bright it was, and that obviously they were using all these new colours and everything. I know they're not new colours and I'm very aware, but to me I just found it to be so colourful and different, and I did enjoy it. But then there comes a time when it's like, unless you play through it all the way, you're not going to get through it, because you need to have that practice and everything of that many hours put into it. But I hit a point where I was like, right, this is kind of, I'll put the controller down for a bit, and then I just didn't go back to it. So it's not bad. It is a really good game for a laugh if you want to whip on every once in a while, but if you were to play it and want to get far in it, obviously, to me, I think it would have to be pretty continuous gameplay, which is a lot of hours. But like I say, I just love it. Oh, just this clip, man. Carrying on. Guitar Hero Live. Guitar Hero Live, I really have thoroughly enjoyed playing it, but obviously they're always adding new songs and they're always doing this and that and the other. I haven't got any captured gameplay of it because basically I get too excited and then I don't want to set up the recording thing. That just goes to showing a way of how good a game is. Like, for me, I tried it before, I think I got the capture card, so to me it was just like, oh yeah, let's play this is great fun. But yeah, Guitar Hero Live was really fun for me. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I got it for the PS3 and I'm wondering if you can plug it into the PS4 and get away with that, but then I possibly might have to re-download it, which would suck. So yeah, I don't know. I'll see what I think, see if I can get it for cheap for PS4, and if not, I'll just carry on playing it on my PS3. Epic Mickey the Power 2. Now, I've got many words for this one. None of them good. Power 2, I really thought it would have been so much better. I thought the way the animations was, they were going back in time or whatever, they're bringing back, I can't even remember his name now. I was going to say Ronaldo the Rabbit, but Ronaldo's a footballer. And I'm pretty sure the rabbit's something of a Playboy Mansion or some shit. Anyways, so you've got that, your rabbit pal, and he's from years and years and years ago. And like I said, this was one I played about mid-year, maybe nearish the start of the year. So forgive us that I can't remember like explicit details, but I remember thinking this is such a letdown. I thought it was going to be the equivalent to Cuphead, basically. Where not quite as good, but you know, almost there, you know, around about. Like if you said, this is where it's at, this is where games I like are at, round about. Not love, but like. And then you say like, you know, this is where I expected it to be, just a bit above. And then this is where Cuphead is. It was a kind of big letdown. So I wasn't really that happy, and I mean, you just go around repainting the town, do a few puzzles and whatever, and like presto, that's pretty much the game. You know, it's not that I hate all of it, I just, as a whole, remember not liking it as a game in general, and feeling so pissed off and let down about it. I was like, damn. So I mean, I don't recommend that one. So if I quickly go through the ones I've went through, there's 4 games. Heavy Rain, I wasn't impressed. Badlands, I was kind of impressed, but I wasn't like ecstatic about it. Guitar Hero Live, I was immersed. I really enjoyed that. And then Epic Mickey Power 2, I really, really, really highly disliked and probably wouldn't recommend. Now, if we go on to Ico, it was hyped up so much, I thought it was going to be a letdown, if I'm honest. And obviously it's not for everyone. I love the puzzle platforming to it and the fact you have to use your brain and think. Like, I don't know if it's the case, and it'll be the case now, for the original very first Tomb Raider game, and Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 3. Like, I always found myself using my brain and having to think about it, and I don't know if it was because I was so young, or if it was because you genuinely needed to do that even as an adult. But I found myself thinking, well, how can I do this? What do I do next? And then when I figured it out, it was like, oh my god, that was it. I should have known that. Or like, oh my god, that was it. Like, I was so impressed with myself that I figured that out. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, the way everything was animated, I really... There's so many things, but Ico is right up there. Right up there. Really thoroughly loved that one, and I'm excited to be playing Shadow of the Colossus soon, but I lent me Ico game and Shadow of the Colossus to me mate Jason, so gotta wait till I get that back. But now I also do have Last Guardian, which is the only reason I wanted to get a PS4 in the first place, and PS4 is just blowing us away, so gotta be said. I don't wish I got the PlayStation 4 first, for the sense of the amount of games I've got for the price I've got them at. Like, it's obviously cheaper on Xbox One and everything. But I mean, now I've got the PS4, I'm really thoroughly enjoying the titles, and it's making us really think about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll have times where I'm like, I wish I got the PS4 first, and I'm like, but the amount of games I've got on Xbox One. But then you gotta think the amount of exclusives PlayStation have. talk for another time. Anyways, I played through Ico, absolutely loved it. But you're at a hand-holding thing that you've got to lead around and everything. The amount of times she'll leave go. There was a bit where she glitched with the ladders and it done my head, and I was there for like a good 40 minutes trying to shout at her and make up a mind of which way she wanted to go. Like, I was at the top shouting at her and she was just sort of stuck there, so I tried jumping to the bottom and she was still stuck there, and it was like, oh, come on, woman, you know what I mean? But Ico ultimately absolutely fantastic, loved it, and the amount of detail and everything. The fact it started out it was supposed to be a PS1 game as well, it just blows us away all the more. So Ico, one of my favourites. Now I know what you're thinking, and yes, this is probably ultimately the worst game I played, cringe factor wise, everything wise. I don't know why I decided, I just was like, I'll give it a go. My name is Mio. I'm equally as disappointed in myself as you are of us, honestly. My name is Mio. All you do is tap a jaw, click a thing, it changes costume, click it again, change the thing, click a costume, and that is all it is, and it'll just come up with loads of cringe-worthy things all over. I know it's an awful game. My name is Mio. Got my first platinum that way, and I'm solely highly disappointed in myself. It's not even why I did it, I just wanted to click something for a while. Got bored after like a few minutes, but then I felt like I had to carry on. Because then, I mean, if you've played it and you've not got at least all of them, I'm not sure which is worse actually, to have all of the trophies for that game, or to just have one or two and then not bother with it again. So, I mean, I got my first platinum that way. My name is Mio. Yikes. Next, we'll have Call of Duty World War II. This was the game I got free with my PS4. Or free? We're kind of bundled with it. And this one, it's very difficult to talk about, because I know there's people that don't like it and hate it and think it's an awful game. I know there's people that do like it and don't mind it, but they don't think it's the best, you know, everywhere, you know. And with me, my thing is that games these days are so realistic and it's based on historical events, and it's so well, and I mean, this wouldn't usually be a complaint from anyone, and I mean, it's not really a complaint, it's just a personal thing for me, but so realistic, and the graphics are probably some of the best graphics I've seen on the PS4, and I'm not going to say they're the best because I don't know that, but they're definitely some of the best I've seen so far. So with Call of Duty World War II, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved the game, but the graphics made it difficult to play for me because my granda was in World War I and II and everything, and obviously I had to learn about it in detail and read letters and whatever when I took history in high school. And I've watched so many documentaries and seen how people suffered and everything, and then seeing it on the screen, someone getting the leg blown right off. I mean, yes, amazing graphics, yes, amazing game, but very difficult at times to play through, I found. Obviously then you get immersed in the gameplay and you disconnect a bit, so that was a bit okay. But near the end, again, it was just, sorry if it's a spoiler, but yeah, the concentration camps, and it was so hard, it was so upsetting just to walk through and around the concentration camps and everything. I found it really difficult, and I hate that they put that in the game. But obviously it's based on true stories, so I mean, at the same time, true story, that's the worst way I could have put it. It's based on true events, should I say. It's obviously not a story, it's events that actually happened. But I truly found that really difficult. So all of that aside, and obviously the achievement that upset people, if you've read up on it, you'll know. If not, basically it was like after the D-Day landings, it was like worst Christmas ever or something like that. And obviously that's a bit of a low blow depending how you look at it. Just if they were trying to be funny, creators, obviously it's not. and the fact that that comes up and you think about that and that it's an achievement, I kind of feel makes you feel bad as well in a sense, because it's like we're playing a game of it, but people had to live that. Anyways, all that aside, I found it the shooting mechanics, it was difficult at first to get the hang of, but once you get the hang of it, because it's so different, it is an excellent game, and I really did love and enjoy it. But like I say, it just I'm a bit. It's like I can't be 100% on how fantastic it was because I'm so distracted by all the facts and everything and how realistic it was. And it's supposed to be a game, and it's hard when they're so close to the facts and everything to separate the fact. You know, it's just difficult to separate from the fact it was so realistic that obviously, and it was based on real events. It's hard to get that out of your head when you're playing a game and it's supposed to be a game. But I mean, again, graphics mind blown, but again, it made it difficult. So I can't really say 100%. It's the best game. It's fantastic. Blah blah blah. And I mean, no one could anyways. But you know, I kind of say unanimously that was my favourite and best game I've ever played. It was more like, likeness-wise, 78% loved it. The rest of it, it was because it was so difficult to look at sometimes and actually play through. So, I mean, each their own, but I had to talk about that one seriously and explain myself, I think. So sorry if I've went on a bit, you know. Next game we'll have is Turin. Sorry for the bit of the ending that was a bit down on the last one, but anyways, moving on. Turin, it was like, for some reason it reminded us a bit of Drakan the Ancient Gates, and I know it's very different, so bear with us, yeah. It reminded us of that for the colour kind of scheme of things, if that makes sense. And I mean, the way it was sort of drawn up or whatever, it reminded us like of Ico quite a bit, in the way it was animated and everything. And I mean, it was really short-lived, which is kind of a bit gutting for us because I just whizzed through it in like one day, in a few hours or so, and I did enjoy it. I loved it. But I just think it was so short. I wish they had put like a couple more extra chapters on there or something, because it was actually really interesting. Obviously, it's based on a Brazilian legend or mythology of some sort, and yeah, it really sucked us in. I really did enjoy it. But obviously, I mean, if that's the whole story or whatever, they can't really extend it. There's only so much they can do with it. To bring it to life and everything. I've got to say, I really did enjoy it. I just wish it was that little bit longer, just something extra in there. I mean, you get to watch her grow up. If she dies or whatever, you might run past one of her, or to get a foot up off one of the dead ones of her, and she reincarnates and stuff, and she'll grow again and go to fight this dragon, and it's like a never-ending kind of thing going on, and I just think it's amazing. And you'll just see all of the dead hers lined up on the sides and stuff at one point, and it blew my mind. Like, honestly, I really thoroughly enjoyed that game. So for such a short indie game, would I say it's worth the money? 100% yes. Would I say play it? I would say, if you don't mind it being so short and you are really into, like, you know, story driven games or narratives, then I'd say yeah. It's easy to get all the trophies on. I don't think it has a platinum, I'm unsure, I can't remember, but it is easy to get all of the trophies. I do remember I got all of them for that one. So, you know, go through it, explore, have fun, and obviously best way to play a game, isn't it? And if you're not really into story driven narratives and you're more into the gameplay is alright, but it's not like, it doesn't blow you away like, these controls are amazing, this is so smooth, and it's not bad. It's not like, oh, these controls are absolutely crap. It's just kind of like a puzzle in a way, the way you have to fight as well, you know. Like, it's not always just easy where you just slash away at people. It's like you've got to really strategize, push something forward, hide behind it while there's a big bit of air coming at you or whatever, and run around and go and attack, run for your sword, hide behind it. A bit like again the end of Ico, where obviously you have to hide behind the statue and you run up, you attack her, your sword flies away, grab it, hide again, and just get ready to keep doing that. It's very similar in that sense, so I think it did take a lot of inspiration from that. I've got to be saying, I might have worded that completely in gibberish, but like I say, no script, just winging it. This one is going to be difficult to really make short, but I'll try my best. Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy. I think this was the second proper game where it was like a lengthy, game for the PS4. So obviously you get the first Crash Bandicoot, the second one, and the third one. And they're all remastered, and I think, honestly, my favourite part animations-wise, it shouldn't be what it is, but it is. And I think that's just because all the nostalgia from playing it and everything, the original one, it's like, oh my god, he's back, oh my god, oh, he's so cute, yay! It's like Crash Bandicoot. It's the bit when he's walking in with all of his Wumpa fruits. People call them berries and whatever, but obviously it says, if I remember right and correctly, on the first game it'd say, Wumpa fruit. So, but anyways, I think they look like apples, so I usually call them apples. But anyways, so he's walking in with his Wumpa fruit, and he trips over, like it's the old Crash, and it goes into the machine, and it comes out like brand new and like, graphically remastered, updated, and he's all polygons, and he looks and he's like, and then he's like, oh, I do the eyebrow thing, I'm gonna get some updating too, and he jumps into the machine, he comes out new, and he's like, ah. I love that. That's like my favourite intro for, I think, a game that I've seen in a very long time. That'll be my current favourite intro. As for the actual games, the first one, it's all remastered and everything. I would say people will be like, it's more difficult, and stuff like that, but it's got all the old cheats that you would have, jumping on the, when you're crossing the bridges, you can jump on the rope, and I thought I discovered it, but it turns out that has been a known thing for a long time. So when I did it in the first original one, I didn't really need to, and I could have probably done a lot easier and been a lot less frustrated if I'd known. But it keeps in all them kind of little cheats and stuff that you used to be able to do in the old game. Obviously, like I say, it's all graphically updated, it looks amazing, and it's definitely just, it's Crash Bandicoot, But I think the way they make Aku Aku look, Uka Uka, Cortex, all the bad guys and stuff, the bad guys, the way they remastered them, they definitely don't look the same, and obviously they're not going to, but the darkness for the bad guys that they had, that made them seem a bit like, ooh, I'm slightly intimidating. Even the first boss, he's not the most intimidating at all by any means, but he looked a bit menacing, dark eyes and whatever. It's a lot brighter because of obviously the new updated graphics, and I just think sometimes it looks a bit crap. Not to say that the game looks crap, not to say that the game in itself is, just that in comparison to the original of how menacing they looked, in comparison to the ones now, it just looks so much softer and stuff, and obviously smoothed round. And so the older one, I would say for the bad guys, I prefer it for the bad guys in the way they look for the original, but for the remaster, I don't think it's any more difficult or easier than the original. I could be wrong, people could hate it. I know there was the thing about the controls, you have to get used to them for his jump, because his jump, if you don't hold the X button or whatever, he'd do a little one and just fall. Like, you have to really get used to the jumping mechanic, because it's like, it detects you, and as soon as you go, obviously it's not going to detect it that he's holding onto that jump, or it's just going to cut off a little bit beforehand, because I think there's like a couple seconds or whatever taken off of his jumps, I'm unsure, or added on, and you need to take that into account when you're doing the precision jumping on the bridges and stuff like that. But I don't think it's any more difficult or less difficult, like game mechanics wise or actual game wise, for that game. And I mean, I've clocked them, I haven't gotten every trophy, but I'm going back to play them through, which I do say in my playthroughs. I just have not had the chance with Christmas and everything, and obviously New Year's, and I've been ill, and then fine, and then ill, and then ill a bit more, then fine, then ill. It's like the small times where I've been fine and I'm starting to pick myself up and I'm having to clear up a tidy up around here and whatever. Yeah, by the time I've done that, I'm ill again. And even if I don't leave me flat, I seem to somehow still manage to get ill with something when I eventually do have to. And it's like, oh. Anyways, I haven't been well very much, so. But yeah, next obviously Crash Bandicoot 2 on the Insane Trilogy. That one, I think I played about half of it on my uncle's PlayStation. So the original one, I loved it, and I used to master them polar bear levels. So I can't wait to go back and just like get every single little box and detail and whatever in it, because I used to just play them for the fun of it. Whenever my brother was a bit stuck, he'd be like, yeah, so I can keep all my lives, and I'd just do it. That was like my favourite part of the game, with that little polar bear. So I really did enjoy that, and then the remaster of it I did enjoy, but I really, like, I know people do like the fact Coco's in it, but I really hate the fact Coco's in it. I think the only mission that the only missions I liked on was one, the aeroplane one, which Crash Bandicoot gets to do anyway, so I don't get why you need her to do that one, but okay. And then obviously the one where she's riding around on a little tiger, I don't mind that too much. I did quite enjoy that one. It was like, oh, you're on a little tiger, I don't mind that. But obviously everyone hates the water ski missions with her. I wasn't keen on her as a character. I never ever was. It was like, this is Crash Bandicoot. Why are the, and I know he's supposed to be a little sister and she's still a Bandicoot, but she's not Crash. She's Coco. She's meant to be a companion, so why is she running around? Why doesn't she just help me behind the scenes or something? You know, go opening portals and warp rooms or whatever. Like, why does she have to be in it as the most playable character on you? I wasn't happy about that one. But yes, there's Coco. Obviously there's Crash Bandicoot 3, which I never played. I never had the privilege and chance to play the original Crash Bandicoot 3 on the PS1. The boss battle at the very end, the one where you're flying through with a rocket or whatever, I'm not sure if that's the second or third one, but for the ending, I was just like, that's crap. You just follow him, spin a few times, avoid some asteroids, and that's it. That's your big boss battle. Like, I was like, oh. I wasn't chuffed about the boss battle. But overall, the Insane Trilogy, was it worth the £22 I paid for it when it was the Christmas deals? Yes, definitely was. You get so much gameplay out of it. Obviously you can go back, play through, and get all the extra bits and pieces if you haven't got a crystal for one of them, say. But I got the crystals for all of them, it was the gems I needed to get. So say you haven't got a crystal for one of them, go back, play through. Gems, go back, play through. It will obviously open up different extra parts of the warp room thing. Just getting all the extras, I will definitely be going back to it. There's so much play time you can put in it with, so much replayability. I really definitely did 100% love the Insane Trilogy. And if people are saying it's like Dark Souls, I don't think you can compare the two games. They were both from different times. Controls were different, PS1 obviously, hence the controls. I just don't think you can compare the two. And I don't want to dig myself any holes, so really if you're angry, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to give my honest opinion, honest, quick explanation as to what I thought of these games when I played them this year. Now the next game I've played, well not the next game as in I'm doing them in any particular order at all, but the next one I'm going to discuss is Alice Madness Returns. I remember when that first came out and everyone was really hyped about it and going on and on about it, and my friends where a few of them were like, it's amazing, you need to play it, oh my god, it's incredible and all that stuff, and it's so twisted. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a go. And at this point I missed out hearing about American McGee's Alice. I missed out on, but that comes free with the Alice Madness Returns download for PS3. Yeah, anyway, so Alice Madness Returns, it was really hyped up, and eventually obviously I got the chance to download it. I played through it and I was like, huh. Not to say it's a bad game, I did enjoy it. It was just, obviously it felt like a PS1 game jumping mechanics wise, and I didn't expect that, because it was supposed to be for that gen console, PS3, you know. It was round about the same time as Xbox 360, obviously, and like the Nintendo Wii at least, you know. Either way, it was like, it was supposed to be this amazing game, and I get it was Mania-ish, the start of the PS3 era when it was released. I get it started out on the PC again, so the mechanics, it's going to be a bit, but I expected it to have more. I think it's legit that thing where something's hyped up so much and you build these expectations, and expectations you built up were too high. Because like I say, the controls, it felt like PS1 jumping mechanics. The storyline, at first it was just like, oh, I'm just playing through it, I'm just going along, it's this platformer and everything, and you know, you shoot these things and you get to meet the Hatter. I liked meeting the Hatter, and then it was like, oh, this is different, this isn't the Hatter I remember, you know, but obviously it's supposed to be different. And it is legit like something from a Tim Burton film or something, they made it the way they made it, so I did quite enjoy it. And then at the end, and again, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's like, it's such a massive twist. I really didn't expect it, and it kind of blew my mind. And I think it's more so because I didn't know, like, it's telling us this story, like, I've never played the game before, obviously, which I hadn't. So I hadn't played the first one, I did not know any of the storyline. It's introduced it these really slowly. You know, the cat was really freaky. Cat freaked me out. Like, just the way it's built, it was so bony and everything. That cat in it, I was like, oh my god, you know, the way they made it. Is he supposed to be dead? Was he supposed to look that menacing? Is it just a shock factor thing to give you that bit more of a shock because it's meant to be so dark? Is it he's been in Wonderland so long without Alice or whatever? What's the crack with that? And the thing is, you never really find out. But it is really, it's a massive plot twist at the end, and that really, I think that made it worth playing. But otherwise, gameplay wise, like I say, it felt like a PS1 game, and the camera controls, the fact you have to control the camera separately, it doesn't automatically do it and follow you, it doesn't adjust to a wicked angle, you can't do it with the triggers, because they're weapons or whatever, you can't do it with the bumpers, it just, you have to control it in this awkward way as you're jumping in mid-air as well, which is kind of tricky to do. I was like, this feels like a PS1 game jump mechanic going on with PS2 graphics. It's legit what it felt like. But again, it wasn't a bad game. I just think I hyped it up too much, and so it felt like a little bit of a letdown, but it wasn't a total letdown. It was just, it felt like a little bit of one for the expectations I built for it. So I mean, would I say buy it? Depending on the price, I wouldn't want to pay too much for it, but then it'll be all the more worth it if you get it on a good deal. And plus you do get the first game with it, which again I've not played through, and I know it's going to be much worse controls wise, graphically, with the camera controls and whatever, because that came out first. So I'm prepared for that at least, but obviously with this one I wasn't prepared at all. Next, Hitman. Hitman for the PS4. Now there was this holiday pack or whatever you could download where you can, you know, go around, knock out Santa or whatever, nick his clothes and shoot these people trying to steal presents and whatever. And I mean, it's not like this, he's not like the first Lara Croft. But you know what I'm saying, like, you can nick his sniper rifle, I think, off him or off guards or something, I can't quite remember. But that's for the holiday pack, I haven't quite got around to playing through too much. I've just had like a brief look at it, and it was literally Christmas Eve, I think, when I did that, just before I went to my parents, so... and obviously the epilogue is pretty damn cool, it's pretty damn amazing, and you get that free, I think, once you get the holiday pack, because you need the actual game to play that. So, but you gotta make sure that the holiday pack downloads, because the thing is, at first when I went to play through it straight away after playing through the epilogue and getting everything I needed to get, I went to the holiday pack and I couldn't access it. It was like, you need to buy it, blah blah blah, and I was like, hang on, this is the only reason this should have been installed, because that was what I got for free. I was like, so where is it? And obviously I had to go online to the PlayStation store, go to me downloads, look at the downloads list, and there it was, and I was like, okay, so shouldn't have downloaded, and I was like, try it again, download a PlayStation 4, and then there it was, it worked. So it's legit just like you've got to make sure it downloads. But yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy it. It's just very much more different. It feels more of a free roam kind of situation than a linear game. Obviously you've got your objective at the end, but you can go about any way you want. You can go about wandering about the building if you want. You don't even have to go straight to the exit if you don't want to end each mission. You can just kind of walk around and just blend in and faff on a bit more if you fancied it. So, you know, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, my all-time favourite Hitman game is Blood Money. And I think that's just because that's the first one I ever played. And then I went back to the first one and it wasn't the same. I'm proud it's got its beginnings, but the humble beginnings in comparison to Blood Money, in my opinion. And it's not to say that they're bad, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it needed its beginnings. And then I played Blood Money, and then I played a tiny bit of Absolution and lost interest. But this was like when it very first came out, Absolution, and I was busy with college a lot, I think, at the time, so it was kind of hard to get a chance to play anyway. And I was all about just writing songs all of the time, every day, because I do music as well. So yeah, Hitman was definitely a good game. Wasn't my favourite Hitman game, but I think it was like my second favourite-ish. But I guess, yeah, I can't really say that ultimately I can't say that unanimously even, because like I say, I didn't really get a chance to give Absolution a proper go. So yeah, I enjoyed that game. Would I say it's worth it to get it? Yes. And on the Xbox One, I played Never Alone, which was like, I can't remember exactly, but it's like, obviously it's based in the Arctic, I can't say it, but Arctic, right? So, you go through it, so it's like these little fables or legends from the Arctic. It's really difficult to say that. And anyways, I would say it's got like a charm to it. It's not the best thing, and it's not the best game, and obviously it's built on narrative, but it's got like this quirky little charm to it, and I can't put my finger on it of what it is. But I really did enjoy it, and obviously it's got your little puzzling elements, your little platforming elements to it at times. There's running ones, there's, you know, you've got a kind of half battle, but not get caught because she's a little girl and whatever with a little fox. And then I played the extension to it, obviously, so just both the Never Alone games. Can't remember what the other one's called, but I know with that there was a lot more ice and stuff, and yeah, I kind of try and stay away from this monster that was trying to eat you. In the first one it was mostly this man, and obviously then there was the snow giant at the end or whatever, and the man was the one that set fire to your village or whatever and killed everyone there, so it's you and the little fox dude. Second one starts off, I think, a mouse, you scare it off or something because you're only little and playing with it and you don't realise. And the state that, and honestly it's got this little quirky charm to it, story elements wise, the characters you control and whatever. I didn't like the change up when you had to be, you know, a flying fox spirit boy thing. It just, I wasn't as keen on that, but that's just, you know, personal view, and I thought the fox was a lot cuter when it was a fox. Do you know what I mean? Instead of a little boy in a fox suit flying around. So Never Alone, would I recommend it? I got it for £2 odd on Xbox Store, and then I think it was like £1.65 for the extension, or 65 pence or something like that, which was obviously the second game. So I got them really, really cheap. Would I say that's worth it? 100% yes. Would I say it's worth it for a £5 each? I'd definitely be more hesitant. Probably the second game's a lot shorter, or the second part's a lot shorter. So the first one maybe's, second one I would say that's at most worth like £2 something. But again, I would say it's better to get them on offer, because then you'll get what, you know, if it's worth it or not. So if they go on sale again and you just fancy, so if they go on sale again and you fancy just this kind of something quick to play through because it's not a mega long game, and it's got that little charm to it. Your kids can play it if you have kids. If you don't have kids, obviously, and you have siblings or whatever, and they're younger, maybe they could play it. If not, and you just fancy like this sort of family friendly game that's kind of charming in a sense, play it. It's definitely not the worst one, but like I say, best to get it on like an offer or a deal or something, I would definitely say. So yeah. Next one I want to talk about, Mirror's Edge. Now, my mum got it for like 65 pence or something, the first Mirror's Edge for the Xbox 360 ages ago. I think it just came out roundabout, it had been out for a while, it flopped, which was really disappointing because it was an amazing game, and then people heard about it, I think a year after or something, and started noticing it because it was like a bit of a hidden gem if you like parkour games. So I really enjoyed it. My brother I think he really enjoyed it actually, yeah. He enjoyed it. And a lot of other people did. So like, you know, it is a good game. But there's some people that are like, nah, we don't like this game. This game's rubbish, blah blah. It's not our cup of tea. Well, that's fine if it's not your cup of tea, if you just don't happen to like it. Because everyone likes the different kind of games. Now, it's not exactly fighting, it's not exactly platforming, it's not exactly puzzles or anything like that. It's like almost a combination, I would say, in a way. Like, in the way you have to know where to run. Like, when I say puzzles, if you've played the game, you might be disagreeing right now, like, nah. You'll agree when I'll explain. When you're running down the construction yard circle kind of area, and you're running down, and you're running, I think it's from police and things or whatever, people in charge who you like, you know, you're rebelling against. When you're running down, you need to know exactly how to get to where you want to be, and that's the puzzle element to it, I would say. But obviously you've got your free running, you need to know how to get where you're going from A to B. Usually it'll light up and glow, but like I say, when you're running down that tunnel area, it's not so obvious. That's why I think that's more of a puzzle kind of platforming area. Obviously you fight people as well. And yeah, I would honestly say it is a really good game. I loved it when I first got it and played through it. Downloaded it after I hadn't had it for a while. Played through it again. Loved it again, and I really did thoroughly enjoy it. It was a lot easier this time because I understood it better now I'm older. When I was younger, I mean, I wasn't much younger, I was like about 16 or something. I couldn't understand the storyline, and I guess it's because when I was 16 I wasn't paying enough attention to it, which I mean is a lot better now, in the sense I can pay enough attention to get a storyline a lot easier than I did back then. Because it's like when you're little and you just rush through and you just click an X or start and you want to skip the intro. When now I'll actually sit and listen to the intro, and I'll try and understand the story better, and I'll have a bit more patience with it. So to me that's like a big achievement. But Mirror's Edge 1, brilliant game. Next, Mirror's Edge 2 Catalyst. Some people prefer this one. I really can't stand this one in comparison to the first one. I thought this one would have been like the second one or something, or a remaster, but apparently it's not really a remaster but a reboot of some sort, which is like, it's not the original game being remade if you're not aware of what the terms are and stuff, which I'm gathering you all are, but just in case there's someone that clicks on this video and wants to know. A remaster is when you take something like Crash Bandicoot and you do the Insane Trilogy, and it's all updated graphics and it's all been built up in game. It's the same exact story, same levels and whatever, it's just much better graphics and maybe some new voiceovers to go with the graphics or whatever, and different types of layers, less polygons kind of shape wise. So now a reboot is when you take something like the original Tomb Raider on PlayStation 1 and you remake it, like, I think was it 2016? It would have been 2016 I think, and you get Tomb Raider. It doesn't say Tomb Raider 4, 5, 6, whatever, it just says Tomb Raider, and it's all amazing updated graphics, completely different game in a sense of you're on an island and all that stuff. You're not in a cave. You can go in caves, but you're not in a cave like on the first one. That's the start of it. And obviously then you got then you got Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, the 20th year celebration or whatever. Like I say, the differences in all of it, obviously this is a reboot. That's the difference between reboot and remaster. Because the rebooted, they reinvented the series, basically. So with Mirror's Edge Catalyst, they tried to do that and it's awful, in my opinion. Like, they've made it mostly online based, and I get a lot of games are leaning more now towards online based. Like, it's not so much like here's your solo story mode. The thing is, as a gamer, with me personally, if I want to do a solo story mode, I want to do a solo story mode. I don't want to do a solo story mode and then have people running up to us and judging us, because I'm just trying to play the friggin' game, do you know what I mean? So, I've not really had that problem too much. I think I had that like once in one game, and I can't exactly remember which one it was, but I was like, no, I was put off because I was just trying to get the hang of the game mechanics and the controls, and I wasn't online. It was like an online based game, so I passed someone and they were just basically not being nice. That's why I'd rather do solo campaign if I'm doing that. If I want to play online with people, I would play online multiplayer or whatever. Yeah, like, there's options and stuff in games to select online multiplayer for the actual campaign, like in Halo. So, like, if I wanted to do that, I'd do that. That would be my choice. I wouldn't want a game where it's like, ooh, let's play it. Wait, no. But online all of the time. And if I'm not online, the game won't work. I don't like that kind of feature. So, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, I really wasn't keen. The only character I liked out of the whole thing, because they changed Faith up so much, I didn't even like my own character that much. She just kind of turned into this cocky, a bit up our own backside, like, fuck you, I'm doing what I want person. And the original one, it was like, I'm doing this because I have to, not because I want to. But this one, she was like, well, I'm doing it because I want to. I wanted to get that painting or whatever of the, you know, the symbols, which she does end up getting at the end, which obviously is supposed to be prequel. Now we've got that's the word. It's supposed to be a prequel to the first one, but they do it so badly. Like, it makes you really confused as to whether it's a reboot or a prequel, and you just don't know what's going on. It's supposed to be like, this is how she got her tattoos in the first game, because she already had them then. But then it's like, no, because her sister and all that stuff, but her and her sister were friends and weren't together, but the sister buggered off and whatever and didn't like at the end, and it doesn't make sense. Next, we'll have the Zuma games. Now, Zuma, I've always loved Zuma. I originally played it on the PC. It was originally a PC-based game. It is a lot more difficult on a console because aiming-wise, it's not like you can just move a mouse to exactly where you want it to go and click and then just count on timing. You've got to count on placement and timing when it comes to consoles, because obviously you're controlling it with a joystick, which means the thing's going to move how it moves or whatever. The frog's going to spin around uncontrollably if you try and move it a certain way and it spazzes out or whatever. Yeah, it's not the easiest way to play the games, but I do still enjoy them. I initially first played them on the Xbox 360 arcade, because I actually had a white Xbox 360 arcade system, but sadly it did break. It got the red ring of death, or my dad threw it down the stairs or something. Either way it broke. Legit can't remember which way it broke. But I did get this arcade disc with it, which I've still got, and it's got Zuma on there, Boom Boom Rocket, it's got, like, you know, Feed and Frenzy, so a bunch of computer games and stuff, and then some extras to get used to the controls and button layout of the console, which I think is really clever, because I do love Boom Boom Rocket even still now, just to mess about on. And it doesn't feel like one of them games where it's like, press this colour or this letter or whatever, you know. It's not one of them. It feels amazing to play. It's really fun. You can do freestyle mode in that, and it does keep you sharp and up to date with remembering which buttons are what on your controller. So I did initially play Zuma and that on there, initially with the Pac-Man arcade celebration thing and that. And then I downloaded them again, I think it was for free on the Xbox One. I'm not sure if it was through the EA Game Pass or whatever, or if it was Games with Gold or whatever, but I played them and I've been enjoying them. But obviously it's that thing of you've got to keep playing it to be good at it. Otherwise you're going to lose your skills very quickly and it's going to be very difficult to play straight away again. So for me, if I want to continue on, I'm going to have to play through all the levels I previously played through to get the hang of it again, get me skills up to scratch, and then I can finish the game. In fact, I don't even know, I think I might have finished one of them, and then the other one I just haven't quite getting there yet, but almost there. So Zuma I really did thoroughly enjoy, but I'll always enjoy that game. For the console, is it better than PC? No. Is PC better than console when it comes to the game? Yes, controls wise, yes, it's a lot easier obviously, and I'm not really a PC gamer, and usually I'm like, but I just love games, I love consoles, I love games. I like playing my games on consoles because then it's on my telly and not where I'm working or whatever, and that's different, because I always have to sit here for hours or whatever mixing songs, or I'll be recording game reviews or whatever with this, and so this is like my work zone, and sometimes I'll chill with some friends on an app on here. If I want to play and I want a game, I want that to be on my telly. That's just personal preference. So, Zuma, get it for PC if you're going to get it. I would say PopCap Games. For console, it's not bad if you want a bit of nostalgia, but you've got to be prepared for them controls. Crash Bandicoot for the PS1. I played through some of that again this year. I think I almost finished clocking it actually. Leaning on my shoulder a bit. Yeah, I think I almost finished clocking it. Oh, I did clock it. I can't quite remember which. I'll have to have a look at the footage and everything, look back on it. But yeah, that was before I got the Insane Trilogy. So like I say, I could be fresh at least and explain the differences of why I preferred that one over that one, or what I think in the comparison, is it harder, easier, whatever. And that's why I can honestly say I don't find it any more difficult or any more easy and simple than the original. The first one out of the Insane Trilogy. I can't see the difference. It's the same to me, just obviously it's that jumping timing thing. It's just once you get used to that you're fine, but obviously if you're not used to it you're gonna get a bit of a shock and you're gonna be like, what? That jump's wrong? Something's wrong? You know, you're gonna feel like it's wrong. So Crash Bandicoot on PS1, of course I still love it. I always have since I was little. Still got the solid game. It's in my cupboard, that's what I was looking at. And then obviously, as well as that, other games wise I played with Oddworld games. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey and Oddworld, Abe's Exodus. They're the ones I played through this year, but I think that was at the start of this year. So that was a while ago now, considering I still can say I love the games. Have I played the new and tasty games? Can I compare them? I've seen some gameplay of the new and tasty games, and I have finally got it for my Xbox One. When they released the Soulstorm one, which will be obviously Abe's Exodus, if I'm right, that was the 2-disc one, where obviously it's going to be the second one out of the series, remastered and everything, like the new and tasty was the first one, all built from the ground up all over again and remastered. Like, I can appreciate Lone Lannon doing everything he did. I really love games. My brother is an even bigger fan. Like, I didn't think I could find a bigger fan, but then obviously my brother, my Uncle Jason and me all loved the games when we were little, and I played it when I was probably too little to play a game like that. Like, I remember being terrified while playing it. I was just trying to prove a point that I'm a big girl and I can play these games and I can do these things, when really it was like, no. Like, I was terrified while playing them the first time through. And it wasn't even the bit with, like, I get it's kind of creepy, you know, the bit where they're floating around and like, and all that stuff. Like, if you've played the game, you'll know what I'm on about. I'm just explaining it very badly. But honestly, I think the bit that scared us the most was when they turn around, they've got the stitches, yeah, over the mouths, and I think it's the eyes. That was the bit that got me the most. And then obviously when you're having to sneak past them and there's like the guards and they're like, freeze, freeze. Used to terrify us. It used to make us jump out of skin. I'd be like, okay. Or you'd have to run if they seen you, if they actually did see you. because sometimes they'd say it after just hearing you, but they wouldn't say it. But if they'd seen you and they said that, I'd be like, no, 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 no. And then there'd be another one, I'd probably get shot in the face or something. But like, I mean, brilliant games, there's like the perfect amount of tension, so you really apprehend everything you do and have to really consider what you're doing. The puzzle elements are just out of this world. I used to find it really difficult, do you know what I mean? And even now I still find it kind of difficult. Really difficult, correction. You know, I still love the games though. They're like incredible. Thank you, Lone Land. You've made some brilliant games. I can't wait to try the new ones. I really can't. I'm really looking forward to when he re-releases it, and well, I'm really looking forward to when he releases Soulstorm. Like, oh, I will be playing the crap out of it. I really hope as well, like PlayStation wise, the games, like you're getting so many revivals and stuff, and games coming back that you didn't think they would and things. I really wish and hope they would for Soul Reaver, because that was massive to me. Like, that was a game when my brother couldn't actually figure out what to do, and he would keep getting lost and stuff. And there was a lot of back and forth backtracking, flipping the worlds and everything, so you had to really know what you were doing. And then I helped him with that one, and that was the first game my brother actually helped him on, and I'm still proud to this day about that. But really, honestly, the need to bring it back. The brought back Soul. I can say the brought back Soulstorm, because obviously that's what it was initially supposed to be called, I think, if I'm right, if I know my history. But like, the brought back Crash Bandicoot, Tomb Raider, you know, Abe's Odyssey. They're bringing back so many brilliant games. I just really hope they bring back Soul Reaver. Right, gotta be said, I really wanted to play this game when it was expensive and things, but obviously I needed to wait till it went down in price, because that's what you do. So I played other games instead, hence the list. And the other games you've seen us play or whatever, you know, throughout whenever I have, and the games I've played with my little brothers, and like, this is all around my music though. I think I was mostly concentrated on my music near the start of the year, so there wasn't a lot of gaming at all, but that just makes it all the more impressive I got through this many this year, I think. Anyways, so the Stick of Truth, I loved it, and obviously now they've got the Fractured Butthole out. I can't wait to play that one. I'm so excited. Like, I got all the way through the Stick of Truth. I love it to pieces. I'm gonna go back through and get all the little bits and pieces of extras that I missed, if I missed any, you know, for the Pokemon and stuff. I want all the achievements for it. I pretty much got almost every single one, and it's just amazing. It's the best South Park game I think they've ever released so far. And like, before that, I thought the best one they released was was it on the 360? Or was it on the Xbox One when I very first got? I think it was the 360, and it was the snowball fight one. It wasn't the old school snowball fight one where you're throwing them at chickens, because I've seen that. I'm sure that was for like the Nintendo 64 or something, or the PlayStation 1. But yeah, this one, it was like you had to build your tower out of fences and whatever, and throw snowballs, and I thought that was dead cool at the time, and I thought it was amazing. And then they brought out the Stick of Truth, and I was blown away. You get to design your character, and it's like, oh my god, I'm a South Park character. Oh, this character's like my South Park character. I've made this one. I made him. And it's like you can go around, and obviously my veins hurt. Must be the way I was lying. Anyways, I was just blown away. I can't really say too much about it just because the full game impressed us, but I do remember my cousin saying like, I think was it Princess Kenny or something? Zombie Princess Kenny is like the hardest one you can beat and whatever, and I was like, alright, and it was meant to be the last boss, and I was like, okay, well, this is fine, and I was like, I'll just use my farts, it's like the strongest weapon or whatever I use, and it was a certain type of fart. And he was like, I never thought of doing that, because I beat him straight away. I was like, yes! Like, I did it! Oh, nah, I absolutely loved the Stick of Truth. Stick of Truth is like one of my favourite games I played this year. There's a few kind of favourite games I played, but that's definitely one of them. Would I say it's worth the money? Yes, get it now. It's reduced massively in price. Would I say get the Fractured Butthole? yes, get it now. If I could, I would. I'm gonna wait until I get enough money and I'm gonna get it straight away. But yes, that's all the games I've been sort of playing on, as far as I can remember anyway. There's definitely been more, I know that for a fact, and ones I haven't captured gameplay of. Obviously there was a few I hadn't captured gameplay of here, I don't think, but I don't know if I'll add them on after. So yeah, it's been a pleasure talking about them, it's been a pleasure playing them, I love my games, and yeah, it's been nice to finally have that catch up and summarise the whole year, since I missed a whole year's worth of uploading. I have got game reviews on the way, it's just I've played that many and I've been trying to capture so much and doing my music so much, it's been hectic. Anyways, most important thing obviously is remember, stay awesome and game on. If you haven't already and you do like this video, remember to like, comment and subscribe to this channel. There'll be way more to come, and hopefully I'll feel well enough to actually sit up properly instead of lying in my bed like a lazy bugger doing these reviews. So yeah, have a good one guys, and Happy New Year.